Good evening. I'm Elizabeth Barnes, the Executive Director of the Children's Reading Foundation.
I'm Andy Sterling, Board President for the Children's Reading Foundation, and we'd like to welcome you to the annual fundraiser, Books and Vines. While we all can't be together under the tent at Bookwalter, we are still all here virtually celebrating the work that the Children's Reading Foundation has done this past year, and to raise funds for the work to come.
We would like to send a big thank you to all of our sponsors and donors tonight who are committed to the mission of the Children's Reading Foundation of Mid-Columbia. This year celebrates 25 years of serving the community with books and education to an estimated 1 million children across Benton and Franklin counties. 1 million. Your continued generous support has made this possible year after year after year, and we truly thank you.
One of the key pieces that was a driver in putting together the first chapter of the Children's Reading Foundation here in the Mid-Columbia was high school dropout rates. They were alarming. As the research came out about why students were dropping out, it went clear back to third grade reading scores. When kids got behind in those early grades and the curriculum shifted from learning how to read to having to read to learn, they got further and further behind, more and more discouraged with school, and when they got old enough to drop out, they just stopped coming. We started the Children's Reading Foundation, in part, as a high school dropout prevention program. As these laws were being implemented, group of us community members right here in the Tri-Cities one Sunday afternoon were actually in somebody's home talking about the burden this was placing on educators, like they were feeling the full weight of responsibility. The process for starting it, because it was community-based and grew out of community support, was actually surprisingly easy. People love children. They know that reading is a valuable and important skill, and they're happy to help. And so we put together a board of directors for our local nonprofit. It had 15 members of community leaders and media experts in child development, educators, people who could help us with our messaging. And all 11 school districts in the Benton and Franklin County region signed on as members. We stayed very focused on the importance of reading aloud to a child 20 minutes a day. Everybody knows what that means. Those of us who live here in the Tri-Cities can be rightfully proud that we were the founding sponsors of the very first chapter of the Children's Reading Foundation. Within just 2 or 3 years, we were having so much success and positive impact with our local chapter that other communities began to visit here to see what we were doing and ask if they could replicate it. Today, as I look back, I honestly can't believe it's been 25 years, and I feel so blessed to have been a part of this. It's astonishing to me. I mean, where did the years go and how did this happen? But it all built gradually, step by step. It was a logical expansion, and the people of the Tri-Cities have been incredibly generous to always welcome other communities here to see what they're doing, to step forward and be an example and share their experiences and ideas, and also to uphold the mission and the standards of the Reading Foundation. So they are a shining light. Everybody cares about children, and everybody knows what literacy means and the value of being able to read well. What a gift to give our children. And that's what the Children's Reading Foundation's sole purpose is, that every child has that potential and future of being able to read and succeed.
Hi,
Hi, my name is Anna Manley, and I am an elementary teacher. And I was lucky enough to be one of those fortunate educators about 6 years ago when I entered the classroom to benefit from the Reading Foundation's library. And I cannot tell you how lucky I felt when you're starting your first year and the most essential thing in your classroom is books. And I had nothing, so I fully support the Reading Foundation. I thank them, and the gifts that you've given us are something that I will never forget. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Rob Phillips, and I am the Assistant Superintendent for Elementary Education here in the Kennewick School District. And I'm also a board member for the Children's Reading Foundation of the Mid-Columbia. Two of the foundation's programs, Ready for Kindergarten and Team Read, have had such a positive impact within the Kennewick School District and within the Tri-Cities community. What I love is that both programs bring families together within our community. They promote literacy, they encourage children and their parents reading together. Both programs are aimed at helping children be successful in school, which of course promotes an educated and literate citizenry.
Hey there, my name is Tom Manley. I co-own Focal Point Marketing, and I recently joined the board for the Children's Reading Foundation of the Mid-Columbia. Education is a big part of my life. I'm married to a third grade teacher. And I chose to support this organization because I've seen firsthand the impact the foundation has had on the lives of our community's young learners and readers. And I wanted to be a part of that.
On March 16th, schools and libraries closed across Benton and Franklin counties as COVID reached the Tri-Cities. The Children's Reading Foundation of Mid-Columbia quickly sprang into action, collaborating with more than 35 community organizations and schools. We were able to provide books and educational resources to thousands of children and families across our community to ensure that even at the most vulnerable time, children in our community still had books to read. These distributions also provided the opportunity to remind parents of the lifelong impact reading 20 minutes every day with their child has on their future. COVID is still here. Schools are still closed, and the Children's Reading Foundation of the Mid-Columbia is still fulfilling its mission, continuing to partner with schools and community organizations to provide education, resources, and books to families and children across the community. This is only possible through your continued support and dedication to our mission.
Thank you for joining us. Have a wonderful time and get ready to give.